Dupre. Would you like us to sit or stand or?
Nice.
Hi, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Our Heavenly Father, we thank you, Lord, for this time tonight, for this board to assemble, Lord, and speak on the things concerning our town. We ask you to bring your blessing upon all the proceedings tonight, those that serve in our town and our citizens. And Lord, we ask you this in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, George. Pastor Dupre from Living Water Full Gospel Church in Aquabog. All right.
And do you want to give an advertisement for the Christmas show?
Actually, I'm putting it away. And I have my glasses. Can somebody read this? Can you read that? The heap. Read that. There's heap.
Here, let me get
No
to George, and then I'll give it back to you. His hands
George
get
is
all
sick.
over it.
Just hold it out there.
All right.
Trying to be quiet here.
Apply for HEAP, H-E-A-P. The regular benefit of the 2013-14 HEAP session opens November 18th, 2013. The emergency benefit component of the 2013-14 HEAP season opens January 2nd, 2014. The heating, equipment, repair, and replacement benefit component of the 2013-14 HEAP season opens November 12th, 2013. You can apply online at mybenefits.newyork.gov. And that application is for the HEAP benefit only, and you will get all the rules and regulations online.
Thank you.
You want to advertise the Christmas
Yeah.
show? Christmas show, good.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Uh,
Which Christmas show?
Pastor
Pastor
Dupre.
Dupre's Christmas show?
Yes.
Pastor Dupre, you having a Christmas show? When is that Christmas
Could you
show?
come up to the microphone?
We're going to advertise it.
We're going to have it, huh?
I thought you were talking about the Santa Claus.
No, and what does it benefit?
Okay, our Christmas production is opening on Thursday night, December 12th. It runs for 4 shows, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday afternoon. And it's a fundraising effort that we do every year to benefit different organizations and groups in our community through the high school, through other just churches and organizations, BOCES and different things. We've been doing it for 21 years now, and during this time we've given out over $85,000 into the community, during that particular time. So it's a great Christmas show as well, as
It is.
many people know.
And where can they get the tickets?
Tickets can be purchased online on our website, lwfgc.org, as well as calling the church, Living Water Church, right in Riverhead, and or stopping by. So you can call, order online, or just stop by.
It's a great show, a great Christmas show, and the church has been putting on for years. It used to be over in West Hampton Beach,
Yeah, we were at West Hampton.
and now they moved it back to Aquawalk.
Back home. Yes.
So thank you.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much. Appreciate it.
All right, do you want to talk about the Lions Club now?
The Lions Club Parade. It's December 1st, the first Sunday in December, at 1 o'clock on Main Street. It goes from Osborne Avenue down to McDermott, into the back parking lot, and Santa will be there to greet all the kids and give them all small gifts.
I love when Santa Claus comes.
Comes to Riverhead, and then it's the first time Santa Claus comes to Riverhead for the Christmas season. So if we're out there, if you want to bring your grandchildren, your kids, your grandchildren, it's a great day for the kids. And if the sun is shining, it'll be a better day for the kids.
Okay, Councilman Wooten, do you have a more non-denominational thing going on?
I have a more non-denominational thing. Actually, it's the Riverhead 14th Annual Bonfire. It's on December 14th. We'll announce it again at the next day meeting, but I know it's a big event for the community. This year is particular special because we're doing it in memory of Loretta Trojanowski, who was an assessor, a clerk in the assessor's office, but she was with it for 13 years. She worked that bonfire, and she was a great asset to it and volunteered her time. So we're recognizing her community activism and remembering her as she passed away earlier this year. So, but it's December 14th from 3 to 8. It's a great time. Just come on. It's free. So just come on down and enjoy the fire. And Santa Claus comes up the river on a boat, and we have pictures and hot chocolate and candy canes and Riverhead Bid's a part of that. It's a great event, so make sure you make it there.
Nothing brings a town together more like fire.
Yeah, that's true. Yes.
Does anybody else have any committee announcements? No? No? George, you just sit there. George is sick. He has 102 temperature. I don't know why he's here. By the time everybody sees this, you'll be well. John, you want to do the minutes?
Okay, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the town board minutes of the November 6, 2013 meeting. So move.
Unseconded.
Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
The minutes are approved.
Got a bubble on him or something.
You want me to just go into?
Yes, if you would.
Okay, sure. Under Fire District information, Jamesport, Manaville, Riverhead, and the Wading River Fire Districts have all submitted notice of their annual elections, and they are all December 10th. There's information on the website about what time and where for those. Also, Manaville Fire District submitted notice of a vote for renovations to the Manaville Fire District Meeting Hall and Kitchen. That's also December 10th, and again, information is on the website about that. Under correspondence, RNPC sent in a letter regarding the proposed community benefit zone use district. That was the public hearing of November 6th. Actually, all the correspondence is in regard to that public hearing. The Eastern Area Steering Committee of Long Island Council of Churches sent a letter in support of the creation of the Family Community Life Center. Ralph Brown sent a letter of opposition to the proposed Family Community Life Center. Shirley Coverdale, Executive Director of Family Community Life Center, sent a letter offering facts and observations regarding the Community Benefit Zone Use District. And Larry Oxman sent a letter of support for the proposed Community Benefit Zoning Use District with some noted concerns. Also, under correspondence for the CAC is Resolution 25A from John Zumas, and that's Suffolk County Tax Map number 600-92-5-16. And that's it.
All right, thank you. We have one public hearing tonight. It's 7:05, scheduled for 7:05. It is now, that clock is wrong, 7:10. I open up the public hearing. The consideration of a special use permit application of Peconic Propane to construct an office and warehousing additions to the propane storage and distribution facility located at 3847 Middle Country Road, Calverton, New York. We have somebody here from the applicant. Mr. Butler, do you have, go ahead.
Mr. Butler, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
Do you have your affidavits of publish and post?
Yes. Members of the board, thank you for your time. This is an application that goes back to 2008 and was approved by Resolution 1026 on October 7th of 2008. Since that time, the applicant had gone through a couple iterations of the design, and that approval for this expansion expired, so we're back here today asking for that same approval because we've come full circle with the design and back to where we were in 2008, or just asking for that reapproval. We would also ask that the record for that approval be incorporated into this proceeding.
And this is a second-story addition.
It's a second-story addition, office space, and a little bit of warehouse space, roughly 2,800 square feet of addition to an existing building, which is a propane business.
Okay. Does anybody wish to be heard on this application?
You have plenty of parking for the additional space, correct?
Correct, yes.
I will incorporate, honor your request to incorporate the entire record, and we'll incorporate the record of the proceedings for the work session that you attended. Do you have that date that you were here?
I don't.
whatever the work session was where you explained it to the town board. If it comes to it, we'll figure it out. So we'll incorporate the entire record, the work session record. Does anybody wish to be heard from the audience on this application? All right. What was it? September 26th. So we'll incorporate the record from September 26th as well. And not seeing anybody from the audience, I'll close the public comment portion. I'll leave it open to written comment. Normally we would do the 29th, we're closed. We'll leave it open for written comment until the 26th, excuse me, 27th. Ooh, Hanukkah begins on the 27th at sundown. We'll leave it open to written comment to the 27th of November at 4:30. Thank you very much. Does anybody wish to be heard on resolutions?
Hey, welcome back.
Sal, you been on vacation?
No, I keep forgetting about the 2 o'clock meetings.
He's too busy playing golf.
Resolution 16, the Community Development Agency.
Yeah.
Just a couple of questions. One is, what was the original contract amount? 2 is there any kind of statement going into the agreement that this is the last of the increases? I mean, this isn't going to be another landfill fiasco, is it?
No. I'll give this to you. I only have the one copy. Basically, what's happened is VHB, I capped them in a contract that was very specific for a number of hours for specific tasks that they were doing. We expanded the things they did through things like George Hochbruckner. We hired George Hochbruckner. They came and brought him up to speed. We incorporated the bike path. We incorporated the FAA facility. All very good things. That wasn't anticipated in the contract, but we paid them because they billed them against certain cost centers that were capped. We kept them working right up until just about I'm going to say that VHB has told me we should go to public hearing on our draft environmental impact statement in March. So they ran up against a cap of funds that we could pay them because we capped it to keep it at, I think Riverhead Local News Review told me it was 462. That may be the number. We haven't paid them that much yet, but they know that they can finish everything. The DEC added about $75,000 to the cost because I personally attended about 10 meetings with the DEC and VHB. We never anticipated that number of meetings. They probably did another 10 meetings with the DEC and VHB, and every meeting they redesigned the subdivision. Every time that cost us money. So the scoping document, we thought when we did this in March of 11, we'd scope this much. The DEC asked for this much. We settled on this much. The difference between here, nobody can see this on the camera, but the difference between what we scoped and where we wound up was a tremendous amount more work. In fact, the traffic study has expanded the number of intersections. Thankfully, we were able to convince them that we didn't have to study intersections in Middle Island. So a lot of things got added that we didn't anticipate, and we've kept them working so that we could keep on this time frame. I don't think there'll be anything else. What the critical point here for the public to understand is we go to public hearing on the draft environmental impact statement. And then from the draft environmental impact statement to the final, we adopt findings, the DOT can adopt findings, the DEC can adopt findings, and other interested agencies can adopt findings. The only thing that would kind of screw us up a little bit is if some of these agencies adopted findings that were supposed to be put into our environmental impact statement that would preclude the project from happening. But I don't think that's going to happen, and the reason I say that is we spent on our scoping meeting for the largest commercial industrial subdivision in New York right now, it was 45 minutes. So we've really done our homework. It's a little disheartening that it's expensive like this, but you know, it is the end is near.
So you feel confident that this is the last increase? Okay.
Yes.
Resolution 779. Just a comment, it would have been nice if this resolution had what next year's budget is. It says adopts the Town of Riverhead 2014 annual budget, it would have been nice if the bottom line number was in here. Just a comment.
Oh, yeah, it makes sense.
780?
Go ahead.
780. The next to the last whereas on the first page. That last line is a little confusing. It says usage fee to be charged to all non-Town of Riverhead employees. Do you mean non-residents who are employees, or do you mean non-employees of the Town of Riverhead who want to use the bike locker? It's not clear.
I think it means the non-employees of the town of Riverhead
So if somebody works
in this
in
building.
if somebody works in Riverhead but not for the town, like they work across the street at the insurance agency, they can park their bike in the locker?
Yes.
Well,
No, we don't.
They can, but they have to pay the fee. It's non,
I just want to clarify
Town of
whether
Riverhead
the
employees.
lockers are for employees of the Town of Riverhead only, whether they be residents or non-residents, or if anybody can rent them, even if
Anybody.
they're not an employee of the Town of
anybody
Riverhead.
can rent them.
But
Thank
you're
you.
paying $10.
It's not
more.
that clear here. I understand the fee, but it's not clear.
I don't even understand the fee, but apparently it's there.
Okay.
I mean,
Chris, you want to explain the fee? Chris?
Yeah, this is like,
There's 4 lockers, and we have 2 rented already.
it's a nominal fee. It'll probably only be 2 rented. $10 period. That's just a key fee, I think, so we make sure we get the key back. so
No,
we don't have to bring-
no, that's a deposit.
Right.
There's a
For the key.
$10
On the key.
deposit for the key.
Yeah.
There's a
Right.
$20 rental per
Yes.
year.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
794.
People are fighting for those bike lockers.
Oh, yeah, that's why there's 2 rented.
We're gonna have to have a lottery.
George, can you run that lottery? Oh, no, don't.
Has anybody taken a poll of how many, hey, Jody?
you're not gonna stop, are you?
Has
Sorry.
anybody
Go
taken a
up.
poll of how many people are using the bike racks?
A lot of people are using the
Yeah,
bike racks,
not
yes.
down at the Hulse Landing Beach, they're not. I don't think that thing has a scratch on it yet. Okay,
That's the way we like
794.
to keep it, everything. We just keep it all
You
pristine.
can tie your boat up to it.
794.
Yes.
They last longer that way.
My question is, was the fee calculated incorrectly,
Yes,
or did we pass a resolution that changed the rates, which resulted in a lower fee?
Fee was calculated incorrectly.
Thank you. $7.99. I take it there's an active building permit? I mean, it's 7.5 years from the date of the site plan approval. Is that normal?
Yeah, no, they're building in stages. This
Okay.
is a whole new, yes.
So
yes
they've
to your
had
question,
several.
And this is a whole new phase.
They're in section 3
Beautiful in
at this
there.
point.
Thank you.
It is nice.
Yeah, it's a beautiful community. Thank you. All right, anybody else wish to be heard? How you doing, Steve?
Good evening, Steve Romano, Riverhead. Piggybacking on Sal's question, resolution number 16. When we prepare this professional service agreement, who kind of directs what the professionals will be doing? Because if it was 465, the original agreement, are you saying we're adding another 162 on top of the 465?
It's, yes, but it's not through our actions necessarily. At least, I'm going to say $100,000 or more were through the actions of the DEC, back and forth, manipulate the map, we don't like the map, change the map, we don't like that, come back and have another meeting, okay, that's okay, now change this. That added $75,000 to the cost. It was meeting after meeting after meeting after meeting after meeting. We anticipated when we did this a certain number of meetings, and that was it. And in the beginning, if you remember, it was a little tongue-in-cheek. I kept saying to VHB, they said 24 months if everybody agrees to the subdivision. And I kept saying 20 months. We'll get it done in 20 months. Well, it'll be 36 months. The other thing is that the scoping document added, when we adopted the final scope, it was much broader than we expected. So we thought, now the camera's on me, we thought we would scope this amount. Some people want us to scope this amount, we settled on this amount. The difference between here and here, VHB has to be compensated for. That was things like, and I keep saying this, but I'm not sure we're doing exactly this, but greenhouse gas emissions was something we never really anticipated. Traffic studies were greatly increased. And so there were things of that nature. And then the board, I mean, the FAA, that was a thing that was very good to try to bring to the town. VHB spooled up for that, helped Councilwoman Giglio with that presentation. There was a cost associated with that. Bringing Congressman Hochbruckner on, Congressman Hochbruckner met with them for several hours to bring him up to speed. So there were things the board added, there were things that the DEC added, there were things that the public added, and there weren't things that we necessarily could account for because we tried to really keep a lid on it. But what I want people to take from this conversation, my thought is we're 80 to 90% done. When we're ready to hold a public hearing for our final environmental impact statement, there's really very little to do if we do our work correctly and everybody adopts the same findings in that period that I described before to be done and sell property. So on what could be, I don't know, but what could be a $500 million or $1 billion build out over 20 years, this is really the first investment the town's made into this property. Other than the ball fields, this town has always taken money out of EPCAL, balanced our budget, and never put money back in. It's not a big price to pay. I know it sounds like a lot, but it's not a big price to pay to get where we're going.
No, the whole practice seems unfair, and if I was VHB, part of me would be saying, and it might be unfair to say this, but what do they care how many meetings, as long as they know they can get paid? I just wonder how much emphasis they put on or any pressure, if they could, to say, hey, we've had enough meetings, but as long as they know, as long as whatever governmental agency is calling for another meeting, they're going to get paid. Seems kind of, the ball's really in their court in a sense, but I know you're caught between a rock and a hard place, and you have to do it.
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
I mean, you came from the water authority. What are you going to do? We have to get this subdivided.
No, in the end, hopefully it'll all pay out. So, but it just seemed like a lot of money in addition. But you explained it. In regards to resolution adopting the budget, if I remember correctly, and I might be wrong, the last Cardinale budget that he presented, he talked about structural percentages. That his budget represented 80% of the budget was salaries, benefits. 10% of the budget was debt, and 10% was discretionary. Where are we with this budget, roundabout percentages? Have we changed anything?
Bill, I'm going to say 70% is salaries, 15 or more percent is probably debt service, and the remainder is contractual. Is that about right?
That's a good structural change, or we're heading in the right direction. And I think, again,
I heard that in a campaign slogan.
Don't hold me to this, but I think he also said, and in his last budget, that out of the total budget, 37% of the budget was actually spent on police protection. And when I say that, benefits, salaries, cars, tires, maintenance.
It's higher, and it was higher then too. It's a hair over 50%.
So 50% of our total budget goes for policing.
And it was the same then.
Oh, was it? Okay, yeah. That's it. I might have had the number wrong. I thought he said that, but maybe that 37 was just like salaries and bennies.
No, it's 50%.
Thank you.
The total budget or the
Total general fund budget.
general fund?
The total budget all in is about $92 million. General fund's 45, Bill, or 47?
47.
47. I wish it was 45. Nobody else wishing to be heard? Chris,
I make a motion that we close the town board meeting and open the community development agency meeting. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio?
Yes.
Gabrielson?
Yes.
Wooten?
Yes.
Dunleavy?
Yes.
Walter?
Yes.
The CDA meeting is now open. Resolution number 16, resolution amending professional services agreement with VHB Engineering, Surveying, and Landscape Architecture, PC.
So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio?
After reviewing the documents and after careful consideration, I can't support this. No.
Gabrielson?
Yes.
Wooten?
Yes.
Dunleavy?
I voted no for spending the $465,000 when we first started this. But I don't want to derail this project. The town board did vote for it. It was approved. And after spending $465,000, I don't want to say, forget about it, let's go back to zero again. So I'm going to vote yes for the additional spending.
Walter.
I love you, Councilman Dunleavy. Yes.
The resolution is therefore duly adopted, and that completes the business of the CDA.
All right, can I get a
I
motion?
make a motion that we close the Community Development Agency meeting and reopen the town board meeting. So moved.
And seconded?
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes. All right,
The
Diane,
town
can we
board
do,
meeting is now reopened.
thank you, can we untable resolution
Yes.
750? This is
You want
appoints.
750 first?
Yeah, let's
Okay.
get these out of the way, because
Let's
they're on the
untable
top.
all of them and we'll
Well, untable, right, let's untable 750, 762, and 763. One is appoints assessment clerk, one is authorization to publish an advertisement for a truck, and the other is a publisher and advertisement for a truck, both for the ambulance district. Can we untable
So
all three?
moved.
So moved.
I second it.
Okay, so you,
Moved and seconded, vote please.
okay. Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution 750, 762, and 763 are taken off the floor.
Okay, can we I'm gonna make a motion to withdraw 762, the authorization to publish advertisement for the purchase of one 2014 Chevy Suburban Z71 first responder for the ambulance district, and withdraw 763, authorization to publish advertisement for the purchase of one 2014 Chevy Tahoe Z71 chief car for the ambulance district.
So moved.
So moved.
And I second it.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution 762 and 763 are withdrawn.
Can I get a motion to move 750?
I make a motion that we move, appoint an assessment clerk to the assessor's office. Resolution 750.
Would you like to put amendment on that, putting a start date of November 20th?
Good point, forgot about that.
What's that?
Moved as amended with a start date of
November 20th.
November 20th.
Okay. Moved as amended.
And seconded.
Moved and
As
seconded,
amended.
vote please as amended.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution 750 is adopted.
And this is just replacing someone in the budget who was sorry passed away this year.
We'll move on to Resolution 779.
779 adopts the Town of Riverhead 2014 annual budget. So moved.
And seconded?
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Well, Mr. Supervisor, I want to congratulate you because this is your first budget that I will be voting for. And after getting the New York State Comptroller's Office to come in and audit the books and to monitor our special account chargebacks and moving in the right direction to stop that practice that we have been using to offset the general fund and tax increases and moving to be more fiscally conservative and responsible, I am voting yes for your budget, Mr. Supervisor.
I hate that title.
Gabrielson.
I agree, it's a very tight budget, it was well done, we went through it, so yes.
Wooten.
Yeah, not only the supervisor, but I think his staff, it's Tara McLaughlin, Bill Rothar, Jill Lewis, everybody really had a hand in really tightening the reins, and the board as well. So, yes, it's a good budget, it's a tight budget, and no, you can't have anything, but I will vote yes.
Pretty much.
Dunleavy.
I vote yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 780.
Authorize the Community Development Department to administer bike locker program and approve bicycle locker rental agreement. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 781.
Authorizes town clerk to publish and post the attached notice to bidders for Ventrac Power Unit 4200 VXD KT Vanguard DM 950D or approved equal. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy,
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 782.
Authorize the town clerk to advertise for bids on a used 2004 or newer 35-ton detachable low-bed trailer. So move.
A second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 783.
This ratifies the appointment of part-time police officers and places them on a leave of absence. So moved.
And seconded?
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Luigi Linguini? Yes.
Dunleavy.
This is no cost to the town. They pay to go to the police academy themselves. All we have to supply them is academy uniforms. And I vote yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 784.
Accepts the resignation of a traffic control officer. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 785.
Appoints a call-in traffic control specialist to the Riverhead Town Police Department. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yeah, this is not a full-time position, this is a call-in traffic control officer. So he's only gonna work part-time, so I vote yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 786.
Authorize the supervisor to execute a lease agreement with Kiwanis Club of Greater Riverhead. So move.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Time to read this. Yes.
Dunleavy.
And it's a good thing that the Kiwanis Club, and Riverhead Town has joined together with them, for Toys for Tots. And we let them use the old firehouse to store and distribute the toys. So I wanna thank the Kiwanis Club and its president, and I vote yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 787.
This authorizes the town clerk to publish and post notice to bidders for electric motor emergency repair replacement. So moved.
And seconded?
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 788.
Authorization to publish advertising for the purchase of one 2014 Chevy Tahoe Z71 or equivalent type vehicle. I don't think there is an equivalent to a Chevy, is there?
Ford.
Ford.
But
I
it's so
said
much
there isn't
but it's
equivalent.
so
That's
Right.
superior.
If you wanna go better, you go for it. That's
Chief
Correct.
car with complete conversion for use by the
I do
Riverhead
like to,
Ambulance District. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yeah, this is contractual. Every 8 years, we have to buy them a new vehicle, and we use their old vehicle for other purposes of the town of Riverhead. So, I vote yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted.
I
Resolution.
will say that the Chevy rides a lot better than the cement mixer I drive. I will concede that point, George.
Okay.
Resolution 789.
Authorizes the town clerk to execute an agreement with the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 790.
John, would table
I'd
this?
like to table this resolution.
Yes.
So move.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, table.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes to table.
Walter.
Yes.
Bye.
Resolution 790 is tabled. Resolution 791.
This authorizes the supervisor to issue a letter to the Suffolk County Department of Health Services allowing the use of Pine Barren credits originating from property located in Riverhead to the learning experience in Deer Park. So moved.
And seconded?
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 792.
Ratifies authorization to publish advertising for requests for proposals for the installation and maintenance of an internet protocol wireless video security system in designated locations within the Town of Riverhead Parking District and other Town of Riverhead locales. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yeah, this is for cameras in a parking lot at 8 different locations around Main Street,
Bidder.
and First Avenue Maple. I think it's a good tool, and I vote yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 793.
Ratifies the execution of an amended agreement with Suffolk County for Port Security Grant Program. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 794.
Approves refund to Vander Wettering Greenhouses Incorporated. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 795.
2013 Sweezy Avenue Road reconstruction budget adoption. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 796.
Authorizing waiver of 30-day notification required by New York State Liquor Authority. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 797.
Authorizes extension of time to remit real property taxes for senior citizens receiving enhanced start pursuant to Section 425 or Section 467 of the New York State Real Property Tax Law. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 798.
One of our favorite bids.
Extends bid contract for calcium hydrochlorate tablets. I don't know, we never received bids for these things.
No, well, we got
So
one, we gotta
moved.
keep them on the
We're not
hook.
letting them off, yeah? We'll extend the bid. It's his forever.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
I'll second. Yes.
Oh, we didn't second it.
Okay. Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 799.
This accepts cash security of Stoneleigh Woods at Riverhead LLC, Section 3, 10% foundation construction permit security. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 800.
Resolution to authorize the town of Riverhead to donate money to Riverhead High School Key Club for recycling education programs. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
And they do a wonderful job, and this is with money that we are now collecting from our corridor for recycling. So in our new carting and our sanitation contract, he's required to report to the town the amount of money that he collects in recycling, and the town takes 20%. The Key Club goes to the high school and to all the elementary schools and educates the children on the importance of recycling and gives them literature. So this is a budget that was prepared by Ms. Wilkinson, who leads the Key Club and does a fabulous job, and we thank her, and this is the least we could do, so thank you. Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Absolutely. Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Thank you, Louise, yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 801.
Pays the bills. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted.
We got 302 more. One of them, 802, is, I guess we missed one of those Chevy advertisement bids.
Suburbans.
This is for the first responder, Bill.
Yeah, for the
I make a move, I make a motion.
803 is for
That
the
we
salt barn,
802 to 803 off.
and 804 establishes the date for the 14th annual bonfire.
804.
Been a motion to take all three of those off the
So
floor.
move.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolutions 802, 803, and 804 are taken off the floor. I'll call 802.
Authorization
Close, Jim.
to publish an advertisement for purchase of one 2014 Chevy Suburban Z71 or equivalent type vehicle for use as first responder with complete conversion by the Riverhead Ambulance District. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yeah, there's another contractual vehicle, so I vote yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 803.
2013 Salt Barn Project Budget Adoption. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes, we have to get our salt covered up. This water was blown away right after we put up,
Yeah, we awarded the bid.
and
we just
nobody
didn't
wants to
award the
pay
money.
us. So we're gonna put it up ourselves and then try to get the money from either the insurance company or the company who put it up. I vote yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted.
Actually, we've already awarded the bid, we just gotta pay it.
Resolution 804.
Establishes the date for the 14th Annual Town of Riverhead Bonfire and Holiday Celebration. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted.
All right.
Going back to 785.
785.
November 6th, so it should be either ratifying it.
Did Anthony Strobel start on November 6th? Where's a call in? Yeah, it says started on the 6th. Go ahead, recall it and,
I think we should.
all right, Diane, can,
So that
Recall?
there's
can
incorrect
we
it.
recall, resolution 785, appoints a call-in traffic control specialist, and, I guess rescind our vote and re-vote on it with an amendment.
Okay.
So,
Make a
so,
motion that we recall,
Bob, is the motion to...
785.
Five.
We have the wrong start date, Sal.
So moved.
The start date's November 6th,
Right.
according to the resolution that we didn't pick
Right.
up on, and it shouldn't be
Right.
without.
Yeah, we
even-
don't wanna pay them retro payment before you
Right.
start it,
Yeah.
That's
great.
correct.
So, we recall that, so moved, I'll second it. Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes,
The resolution is
Now make the
adopted.
is
or
recalled.
recalled.
So now we're going to
Recalled.
rescind our vote. Again, we rescind our vote on 785, so we can then amend it and re-vote on it. So I'm gonna make a motion to rescind our approval of 785, appoints a call-in traffic control specialist to Riverhead Town Police Department.
And I second it.
So, moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution 785 is rescinded.
Okay, so I'm going to reoffer Resolution 785, appoints a call-in traffic controls. Do you want to renumber it?
We could just give it 805. If you
805?
want to give it a whole new number,
All right,
and we'll just,
so, because we recalled and rescinded it. So I offer Resolution 805, appoints a call-in traffic control specialist to the Riverhead Police Department, amended with an effective date of November, what's today's date? Today's the 19th.
Today's
So the
19th.
20th, November 20th.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gabrielson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution 805 is adopted.
Okay, thank you. Sal?
Just two quick comments. One is Sound Avenue between Gregory Way and Fresh Pond. A good section of that was repaved.
With some
And-
new striping.
The yellow line, but not the white lines on both sides of the road.
It's coming. He ran out of paint, and he's going to be restriping with the white paint come spring on all of the roads that he was unable to complete.
Okay. Second item is just a comment on the Family Community Life Center,
Yes.
okay? Do we really need more workforce housing in this town? Why can't we tell them to make it 55 and over? I mean,
Well,
we're providing workforce housing for Southold, East Hampton, and Southampton.
Sal, I will tell you that every single study, from the Roush Foundation to Malloy College, to the Regional Planning Council, to the Suffolk County Planning Commission, basically shows that Long Island has 50% of what, you call it workforce housing, but basically rental housing for people just starting out. And one of the a lot of these studies show that one of the problems with kids staying here is that, okay, one, when you first start out, your wages aren't that strong, but you also don't have a good quality of life because you don't have a good housing stock. Because every place, Long Island averages about 8% rental housing stock. The rest of the country is like 17, 18%. And I didn't believe this, but I've spent 4 years studying this in the various groups that I belong to. And what every group is saying is that we need to increase rental housing stock. Now, whether you believe that or not, because I'll tell you, there's another statistic that says 60% of Long Islanders don't want rental housing stock, but 60% believe that there is a housing crisis. So I don't know how you square those two things, but from a Long Island standpoint, it absolutely is necessary. We don't have, the only rental place that I can think of is Fairfield, that's just truly a rental.
Is that the one behind WestJet?
The
Yeah,
one,
and up next to Tanker as well.
and then the one on Roanoke by the hospital.
That's Fairfield.
What's
too.
the one behind Target?
That's Fairfield.
That's fair.
That's Fairfield?
They own both. It's
That's
one of-
Fairfield.
Those are the two. That's it for the entire town. So,
Plus all the illegal apartments.
well,
We're working on that.
the goal is to get rid of, when your kids grew
Trying to
up,
get
when
them
I
out
grew
those
up, my
regular ways.
choices were basement apartment, converted garage, or converted attic. And that's not, you come out, you go to college, you live in a nice dormitory, now all of a sudden you're living in somebody's basement. Kids, they can go other places in this country and get much nicer
Has
places.
anybody done a study as to the amount of workforce housing in Riverhead versus Southold, East Hampton, and Southampton?
Actually, the Rouse Foundation has them broken down.
I'd like to see those numbers.
Yeah, I can see if we
Sit
can.
on the corner of Riverview and 104, 105 every morning, and you'll see the cars with out-of-state plates pouring out of Riverhead heading for Southampton.
That's a different issue.
Well,
That's a
but
diff-
it's
because-
tied to workforce housing,
No, no,
and it's
the
killing
work-
our school district.
No, the workforce housing.
No, it's Trade Parade.
Now, and that's a misnomer too, because I'm going to say something. But the workforce housing, you have to have a job with certain minimum income requirements, or you don't qualify for Summerwind or any of these other projects. I shouldn't use the word project because people get that confused. But any of these other communities. So you can't be Section 8. You're not going to be unemployed. You're not going to be, you have to show your income. So the things you're talking about are different. But adding to the school district, I just listened to, at my church, we had a presentation about our budget.
Yeah, I know,
And
I
I'm in the
saw it.
Shoreham Wading River School District. Well, I have property there in Riverhead. Shoreham lost, I think they're down one child from last year. Now, I know Riverhead said they're up 200 children, but Shoreham lost one child last year. And the towns to the west of us are losing elementary school kids, not gaining them. So I understand Riverhead School District gained 200 this year, but they're an anomaly on Long Island. And if we don't tackle this, well, it'll be great. We'll be a wonderful senior citizen community. But that's it.
I go
Which comes
along
with
with
it.
Sal, because we haven't taken into consideration the manufactured home communities, where, and I've seen a lot of young people buying a manufactured home in a range of $50,000 to $70,000, a two-bedroom, to be their first house, and they graduate from there. We have quite a few manufactured home communities that are under 55 communities, and we have a few communities that are priced, condos that are priced for young families. And I ran into a couple when I was walking that were moving out of a condo that's priced for, just starting out, and then moved to a house because he's graduated up from his first house to his second house. So we do have, and I beg to differ with all studies, Riverhead has really not been studied with our manufactured homes. We have numerous manufactured home parks along 58, on Mill Road, and on Osborne Avenue that are for families. And this is a great opportunity for a young family just starting out to purchase one of these for their first home and then graduate up to a house.
Well, I agree.
And I think
Well, that'll happen. I think that's
And
exactly.
I think that's what has to happen.
That's what
We have to have
workforce
a
housing is
study
all
of
about.
what, and you'll see why you see this, because everybody comes to Riverhead to live, because we do have all these, housing, for first-time buyers.
And we're the
And then
greatest
they're going
town.
over to Southampton to work. And I have to agree with you, Sal, on that.
That's it, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Most people.
Steve Romano.
I wasn't going to ask the question, but bringing Sal brought up the Community Life Center. At that meeting, I did question, if the board approves the zoning change, will they simultaneously contemplate what they're going to do with the tax exemption portion of this thing?
It's a tax exemption flows from state law, so depending on how they have their housing ownership, it may be exempt, it may not be exempt. It's a pretty good bet that some of it will be exempt, some of it won't be. What I've said, and I've said it on RIV, and I'll say it here, we'll build the tax base. We did it on Route 58. We're about to do it in an amazing way at EPCAL. The school district, let them educate the kids, let them do what they do best. We'll build the tax base, we'll keep the kids in the schools, we'll take care of it. But it's not one or the other. We have to have, everybody complains about, oh, well, you know, these are low-income jobs that we're creating on Route 58. I don't buy that for a minute. Some of it is, some of them are minimum wage jobs. Costco, I understand, pays pretty well. But those folks have to live someplace. These are places that probably fit their income brackets, that they probably can't even afford a mortgage on a mobile home. So this board will build the tax base. You have our word. We've done it. We've done some amazing things in the last couple of years, and we'll do it at EPCAL.
I'm more concerned from a fairness standpoint, that if, not the community center, and not even as much as the school that they talked about, but if they build 125 rental units, that's commercial. Why wouldn't they pay tax on that?
They will. There's certain aspects of it they will pay taxes. You're right. It's not
Okay.
a wholly tax exempt.
Okay. Just some follow-up things.
No, it's true. It's not wholly tax exempt.
Well, in other words, you'll have a discussion at some point.
Well, right, and I tell people this all the time, for me, it's two separate issues. One is zoning, allowing that type of use, and then dealing with the use itself. So I'm dealing it with two different heads, actually.
Being it came up with the EPCAL, the FAA, have we heard anything from them? No.
Nearest I can figure until the men and women of Congress settle their differences and figure out how to move this country forward, the FAA facility, as with so
Might
many
be a
other
ways
things,
off, yeah.
are on the shelf.
Have we heard anything more from Polo International, or is that kind of like a dead issue
I think
until
that went away.
That went away. Main Street policing, is that just more like a 5 or 6 month, and then they cut back? When they increased the Main Street policing, I didn't know if it was like more of a spring, summer,
So
and
all
then,
year round, but what happens is we can run the part-time police officers almost in a full-time capacity, Memorial Day to Labor Day. And then after that, the part-timers can only make a much reduced amount. So we run them as much as we can. We're hiring additional part-timers, and we also do pay other police officers to be there. So there's definitely more in the summer when there's more people, but I was there Friday night. I understand downtown Riverhead was rocking Friday night. And when I was there, there
Well, that
were
was that Taste of
3
the North
full
Fork. They had
cops.
1,000 people come down there too.
Yeah, and 500 or 600 people at Suffolk Theater.
At Suffolk Theater as well.
So, and there were 3 police officers downtown that night.
has the chief given you folks any sort of analysis or report since they beefed it up, what the crime statistics look like?
We
Or-
get, we get them monthly. I have them monthly. I don't see an appreciable change.
One way or the other?
No. And the change that you will see after a year, you may see 1 or 2 in the wrong direction or 1 or 2 in the right direction. My guess is we're pretty much statistically dead even where we've been the last few years.
But
And-
We are go ahead.
I'm sorry. What the board is trying to do is let people know that it's safe to come downtown and that we do have police presence. And the more people come downtown, the more the people that are doing the bad things are not going to be downtown where the good people are.
Yeah, you don't have to
So-
convince me. I have no
Right.
problem going down there, you know, again, it wouldn't be 2
see you
o'clock in
down
the
there.
morning. Yeah,
He's rocky.
it's safe. I don't know what anybody's complaining about, but,
And when we started, these people didn't know that we were gonna have the police, and we did, make arrests down there for things that happened, that they didn't know the police were down there. So
I would
ever
say it's
since
probably
then,
in any
we
town.
started to go down,
Yeah, it's
you know, with
definitely.
the incidents.
Look, because during the election, the silly season, you know, prostitutes, I've yet to run across one. I'm still looking, but I haven't found one down there, but, I had a,
You know, something, a lot of rhetoric just during election season.
yeah.
And I've been here, I haven't seen a prostitute on Main Street. Right?
Trash. Where does our trash go? I'm just out of curiosity. I know because Romaine was bloviating that they now have.
Goes to Brookhaven.
Yeah, it goes to Brookhaven, so we can't get any bit of their action, huh?
No, it doesn't go to, well, it goes to Brookhaven, it goes to Maggio Sanitation or whatever his name is there, over by the Brookhaven landfill. They bind it up, and here's something interesting. Here's a fun fact for you. They bale it. So when you're driving on the expressway and you see a flatbed trailer with large green bales about the size of this table stacked on the trailer, that's trash. And Maggio's does it, and all across Long Island does it, and that bale trash goes to Ohio and Pennsylvania, and they stack it in the landfills.
But amazing enough, it's after they source, separate, and they I mean, that's pure trash, but what they get out of there, that's where the recycling program, so they really do a good job.
Yeah, because our sanitation in the condo, where we used to separate on the Wednesdays for the recyclables,
Right.
they now have, I guess, the single point source separation. But I don't even know how to follow up on that. If, you know, is the guy giving us some cockamamie story, but, you know.
They all go to recycling.
They do.
And Councilwoman Giglio knows it because we get the checks for the new contract.
They dump it out on the floor and then they take a lift and they throw it on a
yeah,
conveyor belt and they have
'Cause
guys
he said,
standing up there
yeah, he said,
sorting
come
it."
on down and see my place if you don't believe me.
That's true, it's a beautiful place, you should go. It's unbelievable.
Who do you use?
NSW was Winter Brothers, but they got, you know,
Yeah,
constantly
Winter
being
Bros.
bought out.
Salter, yeah.
They go there also.
Yeah.
Yeah, they go to Brookhaven to the Holbrook Road. They have a recycling plant there.
Horse Park.
One more quick question, because this really has nothing to do with me, but that group from Manorville that was complaining that they would be closer to the Manorville ambulance,
Yes.
did that ever get squared
Yeah,
away?
I get emails all the time. We're looking at sort of, I know Manorville wants this. I truly believe, now I'm going to plug the Riverhead Ambulance, I truly believe Manorville's not going to be happy with what they get, but we're looking right now, and it hasn't come back before the board because staff is doing this. We're looking at trading off Manorville to the Manorville Ambulance, and they want to trade off part of Calverton that's in Brookhaven to us. I believe the people that are in Calverton that are serviced by Brookhaven are going to be very happy with the Riverhead Ambulance, and our ambulance is going to be a lot closer to
Yeah,
that.
sure. Makes
so
sense.
It'll go well, but we run 4 ambulances, they run 2, and so I think the Manorville people, I would not be surprised if they don't come back and say, no, we had better before.
And change their
But
mind.
this is what we're looking at trying to do. John and I had 1 or 2 meetings on it, 3 meetings, whatever it is. Staff's trying to work out the details, and we'll bring it to the ambulance district boards first, and if they approve it, then to the town board.
Thank you, have a good night. George, feel better.
Take care. Does anybody else wish to be heard? Can I get a motion?
Make a motion to close the town board meeting.
All in favor?
Second.
Just remember what I said.
I know, well, you control
Five below.
that.
No, come on.
You do control the
I'm
agenda.
not touching anything.
Come on.